Parks, Libraries, and Entertainment Committee meeting on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. And we're starting at 5:01. I am going to do a roll call really quickly. I am here. Councilmember Bradford?
Here.
Councilmember Cap? Councilmember Eastlick?
Here.
Councilmember Ewing? Councilmember Gadd? I know she's here. Hopefully she'll come soon. Councilmember Lee? Councilmember Stiles?
Present.
Thank you. Councilmember Taylor and Councilmember Welsh.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much. Hi,
made it.
Councilmember Gadd. Perfect.
Oh, hold on, I have to
Thank
say.
you. And pursuant to the Council Rule 28, we have public comment, and we do have someone sign up, Campbell West, regarding Resolution RS 2025-1618 in opposition. You have 2 minutes to speak.
Thank you. On your desk, you'll find a copy from our executive committee regarding RS 1618. This is the initial filing. After watching the Apple meeting, followed by Councilmember Stiles' recently filed resolution regarding Metro Arts being portrayed as non-functional and in disarray. While I respect the intent to advocate for Nashville's arts and our creative community, this resolution misrepresents the current reality at Metro Arts and risks undermining the very progress for which we have worked diligently over the last 3 years. Being included in this resolution was not in the spirit of support. No doubt Metro Arts has had a long way to come. Since the appointment of Ashley Batchelder as interim director last year and a fully seated active commission, Metro Arts has found itself in its strongest position in years. The department has stabilized operations, begun rebuilding community relationships, and begun restoring trust in a way that is both transparent and collaborative. The language in this resolution ignores this positive progress and paints Metro Arts as stalled and untrustworthy. Such framing is not accurate, but also harmful. It sends a message to prospective executive director candidates that National Arts Commission is a fractured and unstable workplace, which it is not, making recruitment even more challenging. It erodes confidence among staff, undoing months of effort and invested in restoring pride and cohesion within the department. I personally have had several conversations with HR. We started the ED search in the spring, so that process has been moving along all the way. I'm happy to answer any questions. I know this is on your agenda today, so anything that you all need to know from us or afterwards, you all, I think, have my information. Just kind of close it out, I think that Nashville's creative community deserves thoughtful leadership, which is one reason why we are being so intentional with this search. And that rhetoric tends to weaken that rather than serve it. Rather than rushing the process, the hiring process, the council should support the Metro Arts momentum, even through the director's search and allowing it to continue to build on recent successes. And as always, I'm always available to speak, but I just wanted to be here and let you all know that this process has started in the spring. And we have worked with the commission, we had a retreat, and it is moving right along. So, and there's lots of details in your information that I emailed yesterday.
Thank you so much for being here and for your comment.
Of course, thank you.
Yes. Okay, so I know that we do have a substitute, so do we want, I guess, everything else, do we want to take on consent?
Sure.
Except number 7?
Yes.
Is that okay? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess, do I need to get a second for that?
Second.
Or-
Yes, you also want to read the captions.
And I'm going to read, yes, I'm going to read the captions. Okay. RS number 1, RS 2025-1603, a resolution appropriating $30,000 through a grant contract by and between the Metropolitan government, acting by and through the National Public Library and Oasis Center, Inc., to provide services that help youth grow, thrive, and create positive change in their lives and our community. Number 2, RS 2025-1604, a resolution appropriating $250,000 through a grant contract by and between the Metropolitan government, acting by and through the National Public Library and Oasis Center, Inc., to provide college access services for the Power Youth Program. Number 3, RS 2025-1605, a resolution appropriating $120,000 through a grant contract by and between the Metropolitan government, acting by and through the National Public Library and the branch of Nashville, Inc., to provide English as a second language classes. 4, RS 2025-1606, a resolution appropriating $240,011.04 through a grant contract by and between the Metropolitan Government, acting by and through the Nashville Public Library and Nashville International Center for Empowerment to provide English as a second language classes. Number 5, RS 2025-1607, a resolution approving a grant application from the Tennessee Department of Disability and Aging to the Metropolitan Government, acting by and through the Nashville Public Library for the purchase and installation of a powered, adult-sized changing table in the single occupancy restroom of the Green Hills Branch Library. Number 6, RS 2025-1608, a resolution accepting a child and adult care food program grant from the Tennessee Department of Human Services to the Metropolitan Government, acting by and through the Metro Parks and Recreation Department to provide nutritious meals and snacks for children attending after-school programs at 17 community centers. And that's all the resolutions that we have on consent. Do we want to go ahead and read the bill as well on second reading? Number 8, BL 2025-1107, an ordinance approving a greenway conservation easement between the Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County through the Metropolitan Board of Parks and Recreation and Beezer Homes LLC for greenway improvements at 0 Kemp Drive, parcel. Well, I don't need to read that. Okay. Thanks y'all for being patient with me today.
Move the consent agenda?
Second.
Okay. Is there any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And any non-voting? Okay, the consent agenda passes 7 in favor, 0 against, 0 non-voting. Thank y'all. Okay, and then we're gonna go back to item number 7, RS 2025-1618, a resolution calling for the mayor's office and the Metropolitan Government to immediately resume the hiring process of the executive director for the Nashville Office of Entertainment and for the Metropolitan Nashville Arts Commission and the Metropolitan Government to begin the search for the executive director of Metro Arts. Move.
Second.
Great.
Substitute. I would love to.
Would you like to move the substitute?
Substitute, yes.
Okay, can
Second.
I? Okay. All right. We are having discussion now?
Thank you, Chair.
Yes.
So, the substitute actually takes Metro Arts out of the resolution and focuses entirely on the Entertainment Commission. But for clarity purposes, if we don't have an executive director and a really clear process by January, I'll be bringing the resolution back. So I'm just giving you that framework. We get enough complaints from artists to know that all the trust isn't rebuilt and things aren't perfect. And I think things have gotten better, but again, they could be even better if there was a process actually moving. So there's that. So for now, since December of 2024, when the position closed for executive director within HR, this has been stalled. It has not moved at all. And during that time since last year, we've created 2 other departments, hired 2 other executive directors, and it's been one thing after another in terms of roadblocks to this office getting off the ground. So if you look at the substitute, it basically breaks down the process of creating an office within Metro, which is something we don't usually talk about. We vote on creating an office and it gets created in the background, and then we start talking about the work that it's doing. This process has been stalled at every single step. An excuse, the latest one was, well, we don't know if the office actually exists. And so that was told to the commission, even though it was created in 2022. And so then right before that, it was, oh, well, it doesn't exist in our payroll system, so then we don't have a place to transfer the money. And so we finally got that taken care of. Then it suddenly became the office doesn't exist. And so once this resolution was filed, surprise, suddenly there was an email saying, oh, this is actually in process. But the resolution is calling for us to know where we are in this process, because not only does it have to be created in R12, but then it also has to be given a business unit so that the people that work for the office actually can get paid. And right now, the office has been created, but the business unit doesn't exist yet. And so they have been told that they can't continue the process even of interviewing people until these things get done. So I'm asking that these things go concurrently, that they can open the window again, because one of the things they also wanted to do was allow for the executive director to have work experience and or college. And so if they can reopen that window for whichever period of time that they would like to do that, and then be able to start interviewing, because at this point, right, several people have been lost to the process since December, and they also were not allowed to find out how many people were still interested when they asked probably about 5 months ago. So that is what the substitute does.
Okay.
And I can answer any questions.
Yeah, are there any comments, any other questions regarding?
And Councilmember Evans also came to the entertainment, the specially called Entertainment Commission last week. So she was able to hear what took place.
Any points from that? Well, of course, being an outsider, to the whole thing other than voting on the legislation. I mean, it was informative, and I think there's definitely a breakdown in communication between Councilmember Stiles, Mr. Brown. I would say there's a breakdown there. And so my understanding is there's you're moving forward, there's a remedy coming for you all to kind of re-engage on the process pieces. But I think it just wasn't a good look that they're coming together still as a commission, and then they keep hitting roadblocks regardless of what the source of the roadblocks are. It's how can we get past it, and so that way they can get to the point where they're ready to go and hire somebody.
And there's a specially called meeting for that, so that we can have it on the record. Looking at this Monday, 5:30, here in Committee Room 2 with Mr. Rosenberg's been invited, Jamari Brown, who's the representative from the mayor's office, Derek Smith, who is the legal representative, Mary Jo from finance, Shannon Hall from HR, to just talk this whole thing out and what is left. And if you started the process, where are we with the process? That literally the chair of the commission received an email the day of the meeting saying, oh, we started on this last week, but they had been confused for a long time. And if you guys don't remember, you've received 2 emails from the commission saying that things have been stalled and they don't know what to do. So that's where we are.
One more question.
Yes, Councilmember Ewing.
So I don't want to make assumptions, so I'm just going to ask you this, even though it might be obvious. If something is happening next Monday and it seems like a coming together of the parties, does that satisfy you, or do you still think that this legislation is a necessary sort of lever to make sure that continues?
I don't trust this administration after what they've done for the last 2 years with this commission, this position. No way. I want to pass this. I want to hold a meeting. I want accountability. That public meeting means everything that gets said is recorded. And so there's no way to renege on anything and say, oh, I didn't say that, or that's not what I meant. And some of that is what has taken place since December, very frustratingly. And I feel bad at this point, I mean, for a long time, for the commission, because all they wanted to do is actually do the work. And we created this commission in 2023. We're sitting here in 2025, and they don't have an executive director. Meanwhile, 2 other departments have been created, executive directors hired, and they're moving forward. There's no reason for this.
Okay, yes, Councilmember Arquette.
I know we've heard from members of the commission who, I guess, over the past year, off and on, and perhaps prior, but from my recollection, and now getting regular communication updates, which is helpful to know kind of the minutes, the meetings, and everything like that. Do you think do you feel comfortable at all? And I think I know your answer, but I do want to ask the question. Would you feel comfortable for a deferral until after your meeting comes, and so you're able to share that, since that meeting is coming up next week?
I wanted you to finish before I responded.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Go back to there's no trust. I can't.
Yeah.
We don't do this. This needs to be on the record.
I just wanted to ask that, and with this, so I just want to share, because I haven't read the substitute in the language. I trust completely that what it does is exactly what you said. I'll end up not voting. I'll abstain on this legislation in committee, so I wanted to let you know the reason and why. And then I don't know if we need an update at some point from the administration or Mr. Brown for this committee at some point, but I'll leave that to the call of the chair of how that needs to move forward.
And the chair couldn't come today. He
Oh, the
was
chair of the
originally,
film, yes.
yes, he was originally planning on being here.
Yeah.
But he couldn't come, so.
And I was
if you
just
wanna
referring to
reach
this
out.
chair.
No,
Just
no,
referring to the
I mean,
chair. Okay.
that was an addendum.
Okay.
An addendum.
Sorry. Yes, Councilmember Welsh.
I just want to say, I think that this is a very, very important resolution to pass because it gives us another tool. If everything is above board in this meeting is what we hope that it's going to be, this is simply codifying, if you will, what the expectation is in terms of accountability so that we can follow this process to make sure we actually get through to the end. So I think it's a fail-safe more than anything else. So I definitely am in support of this.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments or questions? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All,
And I'll abstain.
okay, any against, any non-voting? So the resolution passes.
Councilmember,
Yes.
you're on the substitute now.
Oh, I'm on the substitute, sorry.
Now you're on the resolution.
Now we're on the resolution as substituted. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any against? And any non-voting?
So it's 2 votes, okay.
So now-
I'm for the substitute going on there, and I'm present not voting for the ultimate thing.
Okay, so for the
Yes.
the resolution as amended, so it is six in favor, 0 against, 1 non-voting.
On the thing, but on the substitute, it's 7 in favor, 0 against, 0 no.
That's right, on the substitute,
I'm
it's
taking
7,
an
0,
easy-look
0.
approach.
Just say no. Just give it all. Cover it all.
And you'll have to give that,
It just looks like I said no.
but as voting.
I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
as
gonna say
voting.
no later.
As substitute.
As substituted, it was
Yeah.
6 in favor, 0 against, 1 non-voting. Are there any other, comments, or any discussion? I did want to just give a report, sorry. We've had just scheduling because of these special meetings, so I apologize for not being at the last meetings, and thank you so much to Vice Chair Welsh for leading the committee meetings. I really appreciate it. But I do have some goals, for our committee, and I want to make sure that we're having the departments come and present, but a loop back, so that if they are going to come and present, if we have certain questions, I want them to be able to come back and show if there's actually been any change. I will be showing kind of a schedule, and so if y'all have any, if there's a department you'd really like to hear from, earlier on, let me know, or if you have any comments, I'll try to get that out through the council office, and so they can share it with you all.
Okay.
Yes. And that's all that I
You're
have.
just looking at my face.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you all so much for being here. Can I get a motion to adjourn? Great. And the second?
I mean, I don't know if you need a second, but I'll get it.
We're giving it. All right, our meeting is adjourned at 5:19. Thank you so much, everyone.
I was like, this is my resting face.